Mr. Bradshaw at AddSomeToYourIncome.com here to answer this great question. What evidence is there that when you give, you receive more? I am coming off of just receiving a grant, and I made a video about that. The really ironic thing was I wasn't connecting it to something I had given in the past that the money's showing up now. And then I closed down that window, and right in front of me was a page that I had put when I was working on my Add Some to Your Income about something I had given, a very small amount, but I had given. And even then I thought, well, maybe that's, no, that's not the, is it? And you do this to yourself. You wonder, is that connected? Did I receive money because I gave money? Let me walk you through this story, and let's see what you think when I'm done. Let's dive in. So we're looking at ways to add to our income. I am standing on, oh, there's one more thing I'm also going to get to later, is I'm going to kind of talk about two books that have helped change me. There are more books out there that have changed me and given me enough evidence that you do receive more when you give. And because I was there too. If you are wondering this, and I was there too, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, rich people give, but that's because they're rich. And so they can give. They have so much money, you know. Oh, how magnanimous of them that they're giving all that money away because they have lots of money. And I have been changed from that. I've realized that the people who give have lots of money. All right, so what are we talking about? What are we really looking at here today? Today's focus of the three incomes is not labor income, work that you do and then you get paid. It's not passive income, work today and then you get paid later. Excuse me. Like writing that book and then it's eventually going to get you some money. What we're talking about is gift income. And I gave money. All right, so let's see if I can paint the picture of what was happening in my life. I was traveling. I was not sleeping well in this foreign location. I was in Cincinnati, actually. So I was in Cincinnati, woke up in Cincinnati, the city where the pig fly or something like that. There was a bunch of statues around. I decided to take a walk because the swimming pool wasn't open yet. Anyway, it was really early in the morning, and it was November, so it was really cold in Cincinnati. And I went down to the lobby and I asked, hey, where would you suggest I take a walk to? And they're all looking at me like, dude, it's nearly 4 a.m. Why are you even awake? Just go back to bed. I took a walk. And I was walking, and as I was going down, I decided to go down by the river. There's the Ohio River right there, and there are a number of bridges that go across. And they had told me, you know, there's the Purple People Eater Bridge, and there's the train bridge. And I decided I was going to head towards the one that had the train on it. As I'm telling the story, I'm realizing I could have got that picture of me with the train when I got to that bridge, but just imagine it, okay? So I'm walking, and I come across this person who is sleeping on a ledge of a building, right? And it's cold. I mean, I'm bundled up, and I'm moving, keep myself warm. And there's this person, another human being, spending the night. I was having a tough time sleeping. I can't imagine how tough it must be for this person. So I took out a $5 bill and I put it between the blankets and the wall, giving money to this person, thinking, man, sleeping in the streets. I hope this will help a little bit. I hope maybe you'll get a warm breakfast, you know, with this money, because that's tough. and I continued my walk. I saw the train coming in. The sun started to rise eventually. I took a really long walk that day. There was a lot to think about. There was a lot to explore and look around at, and then on to the regular stuff for the day with the work that was happening that day. That moment obviously is a really big moment, right? That person who's living that life, and I just really felt for them, and I hoped that it would make a difference. So now we fast forward. This is 2 years later. 2 years later, and as I said, I got $3,500. It would be so easy for me to say they're not related at all. Okay? My giving $5 2 years ago, getting $3,500 today. It would be so easy to say that there's no evidence that there's any connection. And I wouldn't have thought of this is the interesting thing about when I've received money, and I hope to make other videos with more examples of this. So many times I've received money, I either didn't see the connection right away, or when there seemed to be a connection, I'm like, there isn't a connection. It's so easy to say there's no connection between that $5 and the $3,500 I just got. It's a little more difficult for me to step out and say, you know what, I gave, and now I received. So let me move on to the plug about these two books. So the book that I'm working through right now, I haven't even finished reading, but it's a great one, is The Giving Way to Happiness. And what I really like about what the author is doing, Jenny Santee, what she's doing is she is not just looking at stories, but she's actually getting to the science behind giving, and a nice collection here of the studies that are being done on people who give, what happens to the brain, that giving in your brain, it stimulates certain parts of your brain that makes you feel a certain way, okay? A way that is rarely found in your life. I'm going to switch like this so you can maybe see the book a little better, which might be flipped around on you. I'm sorry. You read in mirror. Oh. Anyway, this talks about the power of giving, and I'm enjoying this. I'm not done yet. The one that really changed my life. This is the book that when I was reading, it kept saying the rich give, and I was like, I'm not rich, I'm not rich. And then I realized while reading this book, oh my goodness, I am rich. I can read. There are billions of people in the world that are poorer than I am, that go to bed every night praying to be in my situation. Think about that in your life. And think about how millions of people are praying to have what you have. You are rich. And that's what this book did for me. The Paradox of Generosity talks about how when we are giving, then we receive. It happens. Don't take my word for it. Read this book. Take the time, do your homework. Get this book, read this book. When you give, you receive more. The other part is true too. Grasping, we lose. When you hold on to it, if your fingers are a vice-like grip on your cash, and you've got the feeling like Smeagol in just came out of my brain. It's gonna come back in. It's got the two towers, the ring for it, the Hobbit. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about. Smeagol, the guy who's like, precious. Okay? Grasping, you lose. If you are only saving, you will lose when it comes to the money game and when it comes to really succeeding with money. It is when you give. Just by giving that you will be happier. There is plenty of evidence of it. And then you receive money. Again, you then need to watch to see and notice that money comes to you. It would be so easy to miss it and not notice. Which in the video that I had, I kind of went over the quote about how Diane Sawyer was saying, I think the one lesson I have learned is that there is no substitute for paying attention. Just by watching this video right now with me, just by asking this question, just by wondering if it's even possible, you are starting to notice. And now, here's your task. Give. And then notice. For me, it's been a period of moments, seconds. Money has come back to me. It's been a period of months, and it took me months later to realize it. In this case of what I am building on this particular thought and this story right now, in this moment today, is that it was 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, that I gave money. And I'm noticing I received this grant. So give. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side.